Shalom, shalom. Call Haloyim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chagwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that preach this truth of the four corners of the globe, risking their lives and freedom to do so. All right, to you I say shalom, shalom. All right, also want to say Shabbat Shalom. You know, it's the Sabbath. The new moon was last night. New moon came in. So the Shabbat will now be from Thursday evening to Friday evening. All right, but basically in this lesson, and once again, Lord willing to be edifying to those who can receive it and for the Akim. But in this lesson, man, I just really want to talk about enduring hardness, okay, suffering, trials and tribulations, you know, and overcoming it, just like our forefathers did, man. Because we definitely have the ability to overcome tribulations, afflictions, and temptations. We definitely have that ability. All right, because first and foremost, the Lord ain't going to put us through nothing that we cannot bear. All right, and I want to grab that scripture first. All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. All right, so we all go through temptations. We go through trials, we go through tribulations. Okay, we all go through it, man. All right, these are the things that is common to men. The Lord is faithful. All right, the Lord is merciful enough to, basically to give us that ability to bear the things that we go through. All right, the Lord gave us, the Lord equipped us with ways to combat demons, ways to, fight off temptation, fight off the flesh. The Lord gave us what? First and foremost, this wisdom and knowledge. Okay, He gave us the word, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. He gave us our heritage back. He also gave us what? The brother. Okay, He gave us faith. We can be able to fast and pray. These are the things that's going to help us overcome temptation, so that we won't be, so that we can basically overcome and so that we can overcome those things, man. All right, so that we could be able to bear it is what so we could be able to bear the temptation. And that's the way to escape, man. All right. The way to escape temptations, tribulation, all those things is wisdom and knowledge, man. Applying it. Okay. So the Lord, He not gonna put us through no dire situation that's gonna overcome us. All right. If and it's gonna be times where you do fall. It's gonna be times where you fall to the flesh. Paul said himself that the things I would, I do not, and the things I would not, that is which I do. Roughly paraphrasing, and it's of the flesh, man. Okay, it's just the flesh at that point. Okay, but if you do, if you're one of those people who let temptation overcome you, it's because your lack of faith. It's because your lack of strength. All right, Slakia, Proverbs 24. All right, and 10 says, if you faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. Okay, which means you let that temptation overcome you. All right, but going back to the topic, we're going to suffer hard things. We're going to go through, things that are going to be unpleasing to the flesh. We're going to go through chastisement. All right, the best thing to do is that we prepare ourselves so that when those times come, we'll be ready. All right. This is Sirach. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. I'm My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So you got to know that the Lord is going to try you. You have to know that Satan is going to tempt you. All right. Once you come into this truth, you have to know that, the world is going to hate you. And these are the things that you're going to have to go up against, but guess what? You got Yahweh Shem Yahushua on your side. So the Lord is helping you, guiding you through all of it, man. All right, verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. So you got to get your mind right, all right? And you get your mind right by reading, all right? Reading with understanding, studying the breakdowns, man. Applying these wisdom and knowledge, applying the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, fasting and praying. That's how you get your mind right so that you can be able to endure these things, man. All right. It says constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. So you can't be reacting off, it's a certain salaki, it's a certain word that I'm looking for. All right, you can't just be making haste means doing things, all right, basically quickly without thought. All right. You can't just be doing shit without thought, man. All right, and that's usually when you're scared, when you're fearful, when you're emotional and angry. That's when you just do shit without giving it thought. You just jump into stuff. You just do stuff, unquestionable stuff without thinking, and it leads to what? It leads to poor decision making, man. All right. That's why you can't make haste in time of trouble, because you're going to make poor decisions, unwise decisions. But if you're patient, okay, you're going to process what's going on. You're gonna think and apply wisdom, okay? And that's that way to escape. That's that way to bear it, man. All right. Okay, I wanna all right, let's go. I'm gonna keep reading on this Salaki. Verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. So you have to constantly, pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Whenever you're going through something, whether it's minor, whether it's major, you have to go back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. You have to ask the Lord to help you. You have to have faith that the Lord is going to help you, man. All right. You have to apply the wisdom and knowledge, the lessons that we were taught in these scriptures. You have to put away your feelings, put away your pride. Okay. You have to apply wisdom, man, in dire situations. Okay. It says cleave unto him and depart not away. So you cleave unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai by doing the things that he says, man. Worshiping him, praising him. Every time something happens, you run to the Lord first and foremost. Okay? You vent to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and the Lord is going to comfort you. It says, that thou mayest be increased at thy last. Right. Because guess what? At the end of the suffering, at the end of the tribulation, comes what? The peaceable fruit of righteousness. You increase in the spirit, man. You grow in the spirit. You grow in faith. All right. You grow in experience and wisdom and knowledge. You gain more wisdom and knowledge, man. Your spirit is grown. Your demeanor, your integrity has grown. Your faith has grown. You have a lot more experience, so your wisdom is grown. All right. And that's how you be increased at the last. Matter of fact, I want to grab this as well. Slack it, bear with me. This is Salakia. Salakia. 1 Peter chapter 5, Verse 7. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. So that's what we do, man. The cares and affairs of this life, the tribulations, the temptations, we cast it on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. All right? We cast it on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we don't stress ourselves out. So we don't distract ourselves from the target, from the goal, man. All right? So we don't lose faith. So we don't be in that woe is me spirit. We cast all our cares upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushai because he cared for us, man. He wants us to do that. He wants us to bring our problems to him. He wants us to put our faith in him that he's going to take care of it. That's what he wants us to do, man. Because that shows what? That shows your belief. That shows your faith. Okay? You don't want those cares and affairs of this world to choke you out this truth, man. Just like the parable that Yahweh gave, all right, about the seeds that fell by the wayside. Some fell on, some fell on stones. The thorns choked up some of them. All right, some fell on good ground. You want to be that seed that falls on good ground, man. That bears fruit, okay? And if you worried about this, that, and the third, running up and behind your girl ass, worrying about if she cheating on you, worrying about what she doing all the time, okay? If you worried about, bills piled up and this, that, and the third, and you letting it stress you out, you're letting it distract you to the point where you ain't did no videos and you don't know how long, you ain't been reading, you ain't been in the spirit, then you're going to eventually go back into the world, man. You can't let this world overcome you. You have to overcome the world. All right. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 14, verse 14. And it says, let go from these mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put not off the weak nature. And the weak nature is what? The flesh, man. Okay? We have to cast away them burdens of man. The things we go through on a daily basis. All right? The afflictions, the tribulations, the heartache, the pain, the cares, affairs of this life. We have to cast it off because we have a bigger mission to complete. We have a bigger task at hand, man. We have a duty at task that we have to finish, man. All right, we have to do this work of the Lord first and foremost, and you have to be fully locked in order to, do it the right way and complete it, man, to please Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right. It says, putting out off the weak nature and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Okay. So those heavy thoughts that's on your mind, that's causing depression, is causing you grief, that woe is me spirit, you have to put it off, man. All right, and put it in the Lord's hands. Verse 16, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen shall be done hereafter. All right, because guess what, man? The shit we going through now is not to be compared to what's about to happen in Jacob's trouble. And if you sit up here growing weak off the shit that's going on around you right now, how much more for that day, man? How much more for that day? You're going to lose strength. And the Lord can't protect you no more, man. If you lose strength, you lose faith in him. The Lord can't protect you. The Lord can't put that spiritual hedge around. He can't look out for you because you lost faith, man. You ain't put your hand, took your hand off the plow. You lost faith. You ain't fighting for righteousness no more. You just gave up. You let the world overcome you, man. And that's what you're supposed to be avoiding. That's you haste to flee from these times, man. By way of righteousness. Haste to flee from these wicked times by way of righteousness, man. Applying righteousness. All right, pushing that righteous vibration. Okay. So look, man, we are not of this world. So guess what's going to happen? The world is going to what? The scripture said you're going to have trouble within this world. Roughly paraphrasing. I believe it's either 1 John. All right. But you're gonna find peace and rest and comfort within Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. In this world ain't nothing but tribulation, heartache, and grief. All right. And if you're not of this world, guess what? That tribulation, heartache, and grief is gonna get heavy. It's gonna feel like everybody against you, which that shit. Everybody is the world is against us, man. The world is definitely against us, man. So guess what? The world is gonna put tribulation on us. Satan, he's gonna try us. He's going to tempt us. The Lord, he's going to try us to prove so that we could prove ourselves worthy, man. All right. So guess what? You're gonna have to say you're gonna lose. You might lose loved ones. You're gonna lose a lot. Guess what? All right. If you're gonna lose a lot, that's a given. We gonna lose a lot, man. In this truth, man, we gonna have to sacrifice a lot of things, man. Okay, because the Lord is building us up to be soldiers. All right. He's building us up to be soldiers, man. So it's going to be things that we're going to lose. People we're going to lose. And it's going to hurt, man. It's not going to feel good. But guess what? Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave us this wisdom and knowledge, these scriptures, to comfort us. He gave us faith of belief. Okay? And that's a gift that not everybody has. And that's what's going to keep us pushing through those hard times, man. Look at our forefathers. Matter of fact, let me grab this in James. All right, this is James. James chapter 5, verse 10. Take my brother and the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. So we read these stories about our forefathers. All right, we read these stories about Yahweh Shai, and we examine and we learn from it. The things that the Lord put them through, how they dealt with it, how they handled it, overcame. All right, different mistakes they might have made. But guess what? It's not, they didn't give up. They never gave up. Our forefathers, the righteous men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, never gave up. That was never an option. All right. Even when they did, made a fail a couple times, made a win off. They didn't say, well, you know what? Fuck it. They didn't say that, man. They repented. They had the sorrowful, contrite spirit, repented. And guess what? Went 10 times as harder for the Lord. They took that L as a lesson and not a loss. And that's how we got to do, man. All right. We have to endure affliction. We have to suffer affliction, just like our forefathers did, man. And we have to do it with patience so that we can endure. That patience gives us the ability to wait longer so that next tribulation, that next test, that next temptation, we can overcome it, man. All right, because we overcame the last one. Matter of fact, let's get some examples real quick. All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 24, and I'm gonna start at verse 20. I'm gonna select it. Ezekiel chapter 24. I'm gonna start at verse 15. It says, "Also the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, behold, I take away from thee the desires of thine eyes with a stroke. Yet neither shalt thou mourn nor weep, neither shall thy tears run down." Okay, so Yahweh is talking to Ezekiel. And what did he tell Ezekiel? He said, "I would take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with a stroke." So what is the desire of Ezekiel's eye? What is the desire of a man's eye? A woman. The Lord took Ezekiel's woman away from him, man, with a stroke. He literally just killed Ezekiel's. Well, I ain't gonna say kill, but yeah, that's basically what happened, man. She died, man. The Lord took Ezekiel's wife to the spiritual world, man, and told him what? He said, "Yet neither shall thou mourn nor weep." neither shall tears run down. Forbear to cry, make no mourning for the dead. Bind the tire of thine head upon thee, and put on thy shoes upon thy feet, and cover not thy lips, and eat not the bread of man. So what did he tell him, man? He said, don't cry, man. Don't mourn. That's some real man shit, man. Okay? That's a real man. That's a real soldier. Because guess what? We in the flesh, man. We have emotions. Let that have been one of us in this modern day time period. You know, we would have felt some type of way. We would have felt emotional. We would have felt sad. Okay? But guess what? Ezekiel, he didn't cry, man. The Lord took his woman away. He didn't cry, man. All right, he ate that shit. Verse 18. So I spake unto the people in the morning, and at even my wife died, and I did in the morning as I was commanded. So Ezekiel did exactly what the Lord commanded him to do, man. And that's the type of spirit we supposed to be in. Let that encourage you. All right, to have that hard spirit, man. How you think Ezekiel felt when his woman was taken away? If you think that felt good to him, you think that was pleasing to the flesh? No, man. Okay, but guess what? Ezekiel still, he ain't give up. He ain't say, you know what? I don't think I can do this no more. No, man, he ain't give up. Kept pushing, kept preaching the word, kept prophesying, man. All right. And that's the type of spirit we supposed to be in. And then you gotta understand too, you know, the Lord don't do shit for no reason, man. The Lord does these things to build us up. He doesn't do it to break us down. He does it to build us up, to build our character, build our integrity, all right, build our faith, to make us soldiers. This is Salaki, bear with me, Baba Kushah. I'm gonna just go ahead and close out with this, Lord willing. Second Esdras, Salakia. 2 Timothy, all right, chapter 2, verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua HaMashiach. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. And it says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. So Paul, okay, Paul said what? To endure hardness as a good soldier. He was writing to Timothy, all right? He said, endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. Verse 4. Now, it says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. See, when you at war, you can't be worried about what's going on in the outside world, man. Just like that movie Dead Presidents. Brothers and elders use that reference a lot. When Lorenz Tate, all right, when he was in that, I believe it was the Vietnam War. Salaki, if I'm mistaken, but he was in the war, man. All right, Chris Tucker talking all this shit back in the world about, well, how is the baby? You ain't gonna write your woman back. You ain't gonna see the pictures of your baby. Hey, man, Lorenz Tate was in the street. Said, hell no, man. I'll worry about that when I get back. Cause as soon as I start, worrying about the world, I'm a dead man out here, man. And that's the type of spirit we supposed to be in. As soon as we start worrying about what's going to happen to our children, what's going to happen to our families, man, how we going to make it, what's going to happen, what about the world, man, what, my job, man, my house, my everything I worked. As soon as you start worrying about all that shit, guess what? You a dead man out here, man. You got to have faith that the Lord going to take care of you, man, you and your family. The Lord got you. All you got to do is work, put in that work for the Lord and continue in it. Do it with sincerity and in truth. Verse 4, it says, no man warreth No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier. And that's what it's about. It's about pleasing Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because he called us to this work, called us to this ministry, all right? And we gotta what? Give diligence to make our calling of election sure, all right? We gotta serve the Lord with fear and trembling, man. That's our job. Matter of fact, I'm gonna close out with this. I'm gonna go back in James and read that last where I left off at. James chapter 5, verse 11. It says, behold, we count them happy which endured. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. And Job is also a perfect example of one of our forefathers who endured hardship. He lost everything he had. He was stripped from everything he had. Only thing that was spared unto him was his life. Okay? He lost his family. He lost his kettle. He lost his riches. All right? His woman turned against him. He lost his health. Okay? But guess what? The Lord, he endured to the end. He endured to the end and returned everything. He got everything back sevenfold, man. All right, let that encourage you. Let that stay in your mind to keep pushing harder in this truth, because the times that we're about to come in, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but the Lord got us, man. Psalms the 91st chapter. Okay, so with that being said, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. First and foremost, Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahushai. Call Allah Yimla Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahushai Ba Hashem Rechak Wadash. And double honors once again to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. Shalom, shalom. Abba, Baba.